The future of CESJ, what's going to take us to the next level, are young people to which Leader Kennedy belongs as a group. The most powerful group on the planet are American college students. Amen. The most powerful group on the planet. Leader Kennedy is a sophomore at American University studying anthropology and Spanish. She is from Hollis, New Hampshire, hopes to pursue a career in social justice, developmental anthropology, and the fight towards human rights. Please welcome the future of CESJ, the Leader Kennedys of the world.
Thank you. Wow. Okay. Hi. That was a really nice introduction. There are some things I think young people like myself, including myself, never considered when we were growing up. The facade of the everlasting middle class shielded kids like me from most of the realities of life. You can't just leave your door unlocked all the time. You can't become an astronaut, or rock star, or president just by wishing. And you aren't always protected by the seemingly constant presence of security and community. When I came to college, however, and took my first anthropology course, I began to realize that my personal story was just a small fraction in a very unbalanced equation. In anthropology, we discuss the fatal flaw of performing ethnographies and studying other people. This means that the one who writes the stories, the truths about others, is always sitting atop the pedestal of the first world. This is how, as I have come to learn, we live our lives as Americans. We have become blind to the possibility that we could lose our security, that we could be without money, or that we could see freedom disappear. Little did I understand that few of us are truly free. In the current economic system, we are becoming enslaved by the oppressive nature of many of our economic and political institutions, which have contributed to and become warped by the widely unequal distribution of wealth and power. In a global economy that is so intimately connected with our survival, many people today do not have access to income-producing capital, including the advanced technologies that are replacing their labor. In fact, in the global hierarchy, only a tiny fraction of the population owns and controls the wealth of nations. Opportunity is a key term in this struggle. Perhaps it's a ridiculous notion that we should simply be born with capital at our fingertips, but the horrifying truth is that most of us will never even have the chance to gain capital, an independent second source of income. This is what got me hooked on the Just Third Way and its systemic solutions like capital homesteading. Now that I'm in college, I'm constantly told to forget studying what I love because it won't make me any money. Given the crushing student loan debt that I and other college students will face upon graduation, this seems like practical advice. But how is this mentality going to shape the thinking of future generations and society itself? Personally, I'm not religious. I learned my morality from my mother and from the ancient philosophers. Aristotle believed that an education in the humanities expands the mind. He also believed in the power of asking questions and thinking critically. The current educational system, however, discourages us from learning the lessons of the humanities and the wisdom of Aristotle. If it's simply releasing us into the world to get a job so we can pay back our debts from receiving an education, then higher education and the jobs mentality it fosters will prove itself yet to be another extension of our enslavement. If we continue to follow paths towards a single-minded goal of monetary gain, we will become self-absorbed, money-obsessed drones who will spend our lives in a dehumanizing system, consigned to wage slavery, welfare slavery, debt slavery, and tax slavery. My point here today is to acknowledge a crisis and to call on people, especially those of my own age, to open their eyes to their own power and their own capabilities, and to what they should be demanding if they want a better future. Studying anthropology with my interest in economic reform and equality of opportunity, I've come to my own conclusion about how to change the world. There was a day, we can imagine, when the first men and the first women walked the earth, a day where we were just beginning to create these human institutions. At one point in time, human beings were directly connected with the cosmos. We had a relationship with each other and the earth that was give and take, dynamic and fair. As we grew, we began to create institutions that helped us develop our civilizations. But in return, They pulled us away from our origins and from our relationship with the planet. We formed government, we waged wars, and we built an economy. We built it. Today, when we find ourselves without jobs and unable to afford the things we need, like food, clothes, and education, we say, oh well, the economy is just really down right now. This is the mentality that needs to stop. The economy is no divine being. We created it, so we own it, and we can change it. That's why I came here today, and that's why all of you are here today. It's time for the world to stop accepting inequality of power and opportunity and start working together to change the system so that every one of us can own and control the means to be free. When the people at the top, as well as the middle or the bottom, have their mindset, they're often unwilling to accept or even entertain a new solution. I understand how difficult it is to change mindsets and systems, but the question I pose to my peers is, are you satisfied with the way things are and the way things are going? If not, what are you going to do about it? What is being proposed here today is not communism, it's not socialism, nor is it a monopolistic capitalism that got us where we are today. This is the just third way. The key word here is just, which implies justice for everyone. We need to understand the role of money and ownership in shaping the future. The Federal Reserve, a powerful institution that controls money and credit in this country and all around the world, is in need of some serious reform. While it is now being used to enrich the few and grow the power of government, the Fed has the potential to turn America into a model of economic justice, equality, and opportunity, and universal prosperity that can lead the rest of the world. Who should own the Fed? We the people should own the Fed. So let's take it back. Thank you.